Welcome to Format, Flavor, and Function, an insights-driven webcast about nutritional gummies from Flavorsome. I'm Lisa Jackson, Director of Marketing, and today we'll be talking about the market dynamics, consumer behaviors, and innovation trends fueling the growth of the nutritional gummies category. The webcast is pre-recorded, but we do have a live team available to answer your questions. We'll send out details about how to reach us as a follow-up, along with an ebook that contains additional insights and formulation tips about gummy supplements. For now, let's get started in our investigation of opportunities in the gummy category. The North American supplements and edibles market is forecast to reach almost $59 billion in 2022. Gummies represent $8.7 billion. That's about 15% of annual sales. Gummy supplements, shown in green on the two pie charts, hold the largest share of sales in the US and Canada, and they're growing at about the same rate as the total nutritional supplements business. Edible gummies are growing significantly faster. They're estimated to see 30% gains in the US and almost 22% in Canada. Growth in the US reflects more gummy brands entering the states where edibles have approval. The nationwide distribution of edibles in Canada contributes to the higher share that you see of nutritional gummies versus the US. Worth noting is the leading position of North America with the gummy format. On a global scale, North America's $8.7 billion accounts for about 65% of the total market. Grandview Research estimates the global market for nutritional gummies is more than $13 billion. When we saw the favorable trends for nutritional gummies, we wanted to understand the drivers of growth. Now, gummy vitamins have been around since the late 1990s, when manufacturers started to experiment with new formats of vitamins. Hero Nutritionals, founded in 1995, created the first gummy vitamin for the American market. Experts said that the category lived primarily in the children's aisle until marketers wondered, would parents want to try them too? Getting your vitamins and minerals through sweet and chewy treats became a widely accessible option for adults in the early 2010s. Gummy formats are now the #1 way that adults in America, who are age 35 or younger, consume supplements, according to market research firm Mintel. And a recent survey shown here from Nutrition Business Journal echoes the findings. They surveyed a broader audience, and it shows that more than 1 in 4 Americans prefer a gummy format. Now, more than 3/4 of adults are using 2 or more types of supplements, of dietary supplements. And when asked what format they actually use, consumers are choosing both capsules and tablets more often than gummies. Pills include soft gels and veggie caps, and they represent about 40% of sales, according to this Business Journal's 2021 estimates. The drop to second place is pretty steep. Gummies generate about 22% of sales. Powders, which include those big tubs of protein powder that have gone from shakes at your gym to now a staple in your pantry, account for about 16% of the market. Now, one of the big concerns with gummies is sugar content. Brands are tackling that challenge with solutions like monk fruit, stevia, and allulose. But the level of knowledge that consumers have about alternative sweeteners is still pretty low. And that contributes to consumer reluctance to give up other nutritional supplements in favor of the gummy format. When consumers do choose a gummy supplement, it's because the option aligns with their interest in functionality. More than 6 in 10 Americans and almost 3/4 of Canadians are looking for more than basic nutrition from food and beverages. According to the National Panel Data Group, that's NPD, consumer attitudes and behaviors about health and wellness are shifting from diets and what I can't have into whole body health and lifestyle changes that they feel will be long-lasting. Consumers are also turning to supplements for preventative support, filling nutritional gaps in their diets. And for about 4 in 10 consumers who have difficulty swallowing pills, the gummy format is a welcome alternative. And we can't ignore the fun factor associated with gummies. The colors, the shapes, and the sweet taste is notable. They're all notable. And it makes the gummy format appeal to all age groups. We've also seen increased functionality available in gummies. Innova reports the growth of several health claims in gummy supplements shown here. Brands are now emerging with solutions to support baseline health for areas like heart, digestion, joint, eyes, and teeth. But they're also coming out with gummies that enhance health and well-being in areas such as energy, mental acuity, and rest. When we look specifically at the flavors in the nutritional gummy segment, we see that fruit flavors dominate the category. Here are the top flavors growing in the category according to ANOVA, reflecting the last year. You see familiar favorites like strawberry, orange, and cherry, joined by flavors with immunity-boosting cues like lemon and elderberry and red apple. There are also a couple flavor blends like berry or tropical that are also growing. Now, FlavorSome's proprietary research investigated consumer expectations of flavors as they pair with function. It gives us additional profiles to consider. Here are the top functional benefits that consumers currently link with supplements, and the flavors that fit with each of those specific purposes. We've highlighted the top 3 preferred flavor profiles for each functionality, but the palette of flavor opportunities is broad across the gummy format, which is pretty versatile in terms of accepting flavor. We'd be remiss if we didn't mention the regulatory landscape for dietary supplements, including gummies. It's pretty complex. Fortunately, the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA in the US, and the Canadian Food Inspection Agency, the CFIA, thoroughly outline guidance for manufacturing and labeling products. In the US, the FDA specifies that a dietary supplement, including gummies, bears or contains one or more of the dietary ingredients shown here. So you see vitamins, minerals, herbs, botanicals, amino acids, things that supplement your diet, a concentrate, metabolite, constituent extract, or a combination of any ingredient noted above. So fairly robust in terms of the rigor. And proper labeling of these products requires several different elements, as you see here. Statement of identity, the net quantity of content, the nutritional labeling, the ingredient list, and the name and place where the product was manufactured, packed, or distributed. And you can see an example there. And in addition to the robust website that the governments provide, flavor solution providers like FlavorSome can also provide regulatory support and the technical documents that you need to ensure that you stay in compliance. Now, turning to edible gummies, we see that data from industry research firm Headset shows gummies are the leading format in the US and Canadian edibles markets. Chocolate and caramels rank second and third, followed by an all other category that includes mints, bars, and cookie formats. Sales typically center in the highest allowable dosage in each market. This snapshot of the US states where edibles are legal shows the proportion of total market sales by generation and gender, and it compares that to the proportion of total edible sales attributed to each group. This is interesting because we see not only the absolute magnitude, where edibles are more popular with millennials and Gen Xers, and to some extent boomers, but we also get an index. And you see that the index shown with that red dot increases as we move from left to right on the graph. So this is a fairly targeted audience for edible gummies. Additionally, within each generational group, you see that women are consuming a disproportionate amount of edibles compared to men. So in the absolute, men are still up there in the millennials in particular, but you see that index dot is much higher for women, for millennials, Gen X pretty significantly, and even baby boomers. Now, just as buyers of gummy supplements make decisions based on functionality, consumers who purchase gummy edibles also have specific goals in mind. If they choose a THC-dominant soft chew, it's because they want a euphoric feeling from cannabis. Balanced THC or CBD options are a typical go-to for people who want a therapeutic experience. And we found that CBD-focused products are usually a solution when the primary goal is relaxation. Other motivations have to do with dosages. Higher dosages, so that's 10 milligrams in Canada up to 100 milligrams in the US, typically align with consumers who have a longer duration event and minimal responsibility, so a party or an evening at home. And higher CBD options are used by some as sleep aids. Moderate dosages, up to 2.5 milligrams in Canada or 50 milligrams in the US, link to after-work or happy hour cocktail-like experiences. And microdosing is a solution for mood or pain management that delivers results without impairment. When you look at the wish list that consumers have for gummy edibles, timing is one of the challenges that consumers face. So impact can occur anywhere between 2 and 4 hours after consumption and can last up to 8 hours. So it takes some trial and error on the part of consumers, and they really would like to have a better understanding of how to use these products appropriately and in the way that they want, in the way they want to. So on the wish list is a soft chew that kicks in less than 30 minutes and subsides within 4 hours. Now, from a flavor perspective, watermelon, mango, and strawberry are the top 3 edible gummy flavors sold in North America. You'll see the chart on the left summarizes flavors available online, and we see many more flavor blends than we saw in gummy supplements. Aligning with consumer expectations for edible gummies means considering flavors that represent wellness, refreshment, relaxation, or natural tastes. These flavor profiles link with the overall objectives that consumers have for edible gummies. For THC edible gummies, formulating with bolder flavors like mango can help mask bitter notes, and those flavor profiles also tie in with the more intense experience that consumers want from that type of product. Other inspirations for flavor include beverage crossovers because they cue the enjoyment associated with, say, flavored alcoholic beverages. And flavor adventurers are also looking for complexity, so they'll respond to the types of combinations you see here, blueberry vanilla or dragon fruit watermelon, many of which are influenced from global tastes. So lots of opportunity to innovate with flavor in this space. From a regulatory perspective, the edible gummy category has unique regulatory challenges for brands. In the US, guidelines will vary by states that have approved edibles. Generally, the packaging must protect both the product and the consumer, and labeling must be really clear and accurate. Canadian regulations are at the federal level, and they're very rigid. So they limit any added functionality for edible gummies, and they also strictly regulate dosage limits. Now, from a formulation perspective, gummy supplements and edibles have similar fundamentals. The process begins with choosing a gelling system like pectin, gelatin, or agar starch. The gelling system helps establish the texture of your gummy. The next step is choosing your sweetener system. And the system that you select, whether full, reduced, or no sugar, will affect the crystallization, moisture, and the taste of the gummy. Third in the process is determining the acidulants that you want to add, whether that's malic or citric acid. Those both act as flavor enhancers, and it can also help with pH and gelling. Your choice of color, which is next in the process, will align with the label claims that you want to make, your target audience, and the taste cues that you want to deliver. And while flavor may be one of the last steps in the production process, it's certainly the most important to consumers. Delivering taste through the flavor itself, and many flavors have masking or enhancing capabilities to support taste too. Your label claims and your brand goals will also affect the type of flavor that you choose. Remember, we saw fruit flavors really dominate the gummy space in both supplements and edibles. As we wrap up, here are a few final thoughts about what's ahead for nutritional gummies. We expect that sales and innovation will continue to grow because consumers are turning to supplements in the fun and tasty gummy format to support their health. With more consumers treating food as medicine and recognizing the convenience and ease of getting support from gummies, look for some expanded functionalities. But as this market expands and producers try to add more function, be prepared for a regulatory response, especially for edible gummies. One of the notable consumer concerns about gummies is sugar content, and they won't compromise on taste. So be sure to check with your flavor solutions provider to find the right formula. This webcast is an example of how Flavorsome helps food and beverage companies achieve their growth plans with a comprehensive solutions model designed to improve your speed to market. Whether you need additional market or consumer insights to fuel your gummy innovation plan, help navigating regulatory complexities, or flavor solutions that address formulation challenges, our team is here to help. We also have applications experts who can validate the performance of your flavor solution at the bench, and we can test production in pilot settings to reduce scale-up risks. Our sensory and analytical team can help you confirm that your gummy concept meets expectations too. Thank you for your interest in Flavorsome. We hope you enjoyed our format, flavor, and function webcast about nutritional gummies. If you have questions about any of the information shared today, please contact me. And for additional insights delivered right to your inbox, sign up for Flavorsome Discover. Look for our ebook that explores nutritional gummies, along with formula and flavor tips that will lead to sweet success. We'll send you a copy via email very soon. Thanks again for your time.